Hi guys, welcome. My name is Brandon and I am going to teach you how to make a coin flip application. Very simple. We can turn it into something complicated later, just a heads or tails. So I am new to coding, I'm new to Swift, but I'm learning some things, so I just want to make some fun projects along the way and share those with some of you guys. So we're just going to make a simple just heads or tails application, coin flip, whatever you want to call it. We can make it more complicated later on, but for now, let's just get started. We're going to want a new project, single view application. We can just call this heads or tails. Probably going to rename, replace, yes. Just put that wherever you want, it's not a big deal. So, you can keep all these settings the same, signing not required. Put this on an iPhone 5 and head over to main storyboard. Give that a second. I have no clue why I'm showing that. So we have a view controller. We have a view. Let's get it set up on the iPhone 5. I'm just going to run that real quick just to show you nothing comes up, nothing happens. So we're going to need some images while that's loading up. Let's go ahead and grab from our folder wherever we keep these. Hopefully I'll be able to provide them to you guys. This is the back. Let's just rename this to coin back and then coin head. I recommend, if I am going a little bit too fast for you guys, what I've found from what I'm learning, just to pause the video, do steps at a time, and then come back. So here's our view controller. Sorry about that. Let's type in button down at our library. That's just to show nothing pops up. So we have a button. We have an image. Let's go ahead and drag the image into here. We can make it square. So over here in the fourth tab, the attributes editor, we can just hit an image. And as you can see, it's off. It's not sized right. It looks horrible. So I just want to come down here, aspect fit, and sorry, previous conversation. You're just going to want to size that so the aspect ratio looks right, because you don't want to have an app that looks like it's stretched out like a pizza. So we want this to keep the right aspect ratio. That's cool. We got a button and all that. Nothing happens. How are we going to make this flip or change images? Well, we're going to need to link some code to it. So let's go over here to the assistant editor. We're going to click this one. Make sure you're clicked on the image view, UI image view. You want to drag over here, and we can just call this coin image view. You can just leave that how that is. You want to come down here for the button. You can just call this user button. You want this as an action UI button. So just to make sure, we want a random number, and just to make sure we're going to print that number just to see we're getting everything right. So for random number, we can create a variable, random number equals arc. We're just going to arc random is how you create a random number. We're going to put 2, and these numbers that you're going to see a 1 and a 0, because these numbers start at 0. So it goes 0 and 1. Those are 2 variables. So just to see if those are actually happening when we press the button, we can go ahead and put in quotation marks. We can type in random number selected, and then we're going to want to type in backslash parentheses, and then we want to add our random number, which would be called random number. Let's go ahead and give these some space. So let's go ahead and run this. Down here, the debugger will pop up and show us the random numbers that are shown. And I'll talk to you about the yellow warning in a second. So as this comes up, you'll see a button, random selected numbers 1, 0, bunch of zeros, bunch of ones, but they are random, 50% chance of each. So how do we link an image to a number? I'll get to that. But before, let's talk about this. A variable is for something that can be changed. We are not going to change this, so it wants us to put it as a let, which is a constant. Do not press autocomplete or you will lose what you typed. So just go ahead and do that. So what we want, say, for the front of the coin, if it chooses a 0, we want it to have the front, or else we want it to have the back. So as I just said, we want an if else function. So if, I want to put in parentheses and brackets. So if, what did we call our random number? Or no, if random number is equal to 1, got mixed up. What do we want to happen? Let's go in here in our brackets. What do we want to happen? We want to show an image. So if the random number equals 1, we can show the front, for example. So coin image view dot image equals UI image named. You want to type in space named and then quotations, space named, whatever you called it, coin front. And you can check what you called it in here. I called it coin head. I was thinking heads or tails, listening that to front. It's good to check, and we can also go to full screen because we don't need that. So also I want to show you what would happen. Coin front. Sometimes it will come up in an autocomplete. Do not do that because you need this as a string or you get an error. So if it types in a 1, let's run this for now. We are going to show our front, so heads. If we don't, we want to show tails, but right now we're only on the heads part. So if we get a 1, heads, cool. Even though we're hitting this button and we're getting all these numbers, it's only heads. So if it equals 1, we get heads. Or else, so we want to type in else, create a function, or else we want the coin image view dot image. You can copy and paste that if you want. Actually, you don't need that. Just or else, because this doesn't need a function, sorry about that, because it's going to happen if it's not equal to 1. So or else, we just want the coin image view dot image to equal UI image named string, same as above, and make sure these are filled out. So we can have coin back, I believe I called it. Let's check our assets. Coin back, perfect. So you don't need a function, you don't need the parentheses because it's not a condition. If is a condition, so under the condition of it, our random number being 1, it's going to choose that image, or else, so under all circumstances, if it's not 1, it will be our other number. So or else, it's going to be 0. So that is the simplest way to do if or else's, and I will be doing more tutorials for the actual definition and how to use them completely, but for here, this is an if or else. So if we got a 1, heads. If we got a 0, tails. Heads, tails. So that's the simplest way to do that. And if you want to come in here, maybe drag the button down, go ahead and add a background. I like these blue colors. We can go ahead and run that. And let's take a look at our final product. Perfect. And we're on our iPhone 5 still. Let's compare these side by side. This looks great. It's exactly how we wanted it. And we're getting heads or tails. I'm going to just change this to flip because that sounds a little better than button. And I will move this down because you can see on our simulator it's pretty close to the top of this. And I can show you guys how to get rid of that later. But for now we just want this. So let's change the button to flip and run it one last time. Perfect. Let's go ahead and wait for that to open. And we will get our heads or tails application. So if you guys are ever having a dispute, say who goes first on something, who gets this or gets that, open up the app, heads or tails, flip, tails, there you go. If you don't have a coin on you, you just saved yourself 25 cents. All right, thank you guys for watching. This is my first tutorial. I will have more. I will have a different style, but right now I just want to show you guys some of the cool things you can do with the most simplest techniques, but I will be uploading probably more of a tutorial type style that teaches you from the beginning, and I hopefully will be doing more advanced tutorials. But I want to say thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, because I really want to help share what you can create and grow a community. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you later.